How you feeling this morning?
Pretty stuffy, honestly.
We are out of the back of the truck, upright. Got her dud zone. The wind is blowing bad. We slept right here where we're gonna listen, so it's just starting to break daylight. We're fixing to get out of the truck, walk up here a couple hundred yards and see if we can't hear one. Sure would be cool if we did. It's got half of you in the screen here.
That's good. I don't need all of me in this. Quit it. Quit it.
Big old canyon. Runs all the way around here. I don't know. Can't really hear that great, but because of the wind, but I feel like if it's a turkey down that canyon, goblin would have still been able to hear it, so a lot of boot tracks in here. I don't know if the boot tracks are hikers and recreation enthusiasts like that, or if it's hunters. Back to the truck. We gotta start making some tracks here. We didn't hear anything in daylight. The wind was blowing, but it was up high. It seemed like we'd have been able to hear something. Maybe not. This is a beautiful place for turkey to use. You know? We just got out and heard a turkey gobble. Way on down here. Gotta get closer now. Oh, it's cold.
It's some hot chocolate.
Been kind of trying to get our ears back on the turkey we heard a couple times. He was a long ways off, like probably a mile, but it was definitely a turkey. And it appears that he's living in this big old barn. Right here's a big old draw. Tops out, and there's another big draw in the back. Still trying to find the turkey. Trying to get in the game. We can't find him. Just probably walked down in the canyon and up the other side for no reason. Kind of realized that when we got over there. And a little bit of green timber over here. I think that's where that turkey gobbled this morning. Now that was 3 hours ago now, so who knows, a Merriam turkey, he could be 19 miles from here, so. The boy was roosted in here somewhere this morning. As you can tell, everything around it is scorched from a wildfire. And I expected this to, like where we were at was on the other side of that, probably half mile, 3/4 of a mile. Probably at least 3/4 of a mile from where I figured he gobbled. I was looping around him to get the high ground and kind of drop over in this canyon with him, but everything over here, as you can see, has been absolutely scorched by wildfire, so I don't think they're spending much time up here because there's no grass. Nothing started growing. So where we were at over there on the other side had a lot of grass, tops, a bunch of mule deer and stuff, so I bet he must have probably pitched down and headed back toward where we were initially at.
That one's gonna get me.
Which one is? So back to the drawing board. I'm gonna go loop around back kind of where we started on this turkey, where we heard him initially, and try to come in from that angle. There's some grass over there, some pasture type stuff. Had some cows in there in it on one piece of it, a lot of mule deer, so it seems to be where the growth is taking place, because this on this side is charred. I mean, it got too hot. We saw like one set of turkey tracks, and back at it. There he is. There she she is. I mean, they've been in here. I don't know if this is the way they went after fly down or.
I'm betting they flew down. Came over this way and they're on the way that way. We're gonna find actually, I never saw a deer up here in the camper, is it?
There's a little gremlin track.
Watch out for them.
A little gremlin track. And as always, I didn't have the flipping camera going because I have learned that if you want anything to happen, you cannot have the camera rolling. Courtney and I just had a wild idea. It's got a main road.
I might have it on video. I think I might have cut it off right before you went. I'm going that way.
But it drops off really deep, and I was like, man, I think you should be able to hear over there real well if the wind ain't killing you. I've done it a couple times. Just done it now, and a dang turkey gobbled.
Close.
Like close. We're having to go like back up past him, so that's what we're doing right now. I think that's the ridge he's on right there. There was nothing between us but air, so we had to be on that face.
And he had already like closed distance by the time the second time he called, so.
Yeah, so for years he's already coming that way. And if we knew that for sure, we'd have stayed over there, but I don't want him to come that way.
We really didn't have a good place to hide over there. I don't think there would have been any way to call him up, and we were too close to the road anyway.
Let's just jump in this ditch right here, I guess. And we've dropped into this ravine, trying to get down with the turkey. Not that we know where he's at, but we've snuck all the way down, and he was able to ease up and get over here in like a little bit more of a gradual slope, and it's a little more open. It does have some of that scrub oak in it, which could make it interesting, but we're to the point we've got to start calling to the turkey because he could be somewhere in here. We called up turkey and got him to gobble on that bare, burnt hillside over there. I don't know what time it was. I didn't even look at my time. How long ago was that? An hour? Took us this long to kind of pick our way over here to him, but nobody's home. I don't know. I don't know where he would be. I don't know if he started coming toward us or if he just, I don't know. Heck of a place we want to live right here, though. You know what? Let's kind of scour over this little bench here and look for signs, see if we've been spending any time in here. you know? And I'm pretty sure that was some tracks I saw right back yonder.
So I've sat and listened in this canyon all this evening. I haven't heard anything. Haven't heard anything fly. Nothing gobble. No nothing. So anyway, hopefully Dave roosted one because I didn't do too good of a job. So anyway.
So I've dumped Courtenay out to go roost the turkey we heard first this morning. I'm going around the bottom side to go roost the turkey we heard around lunchtime. And I just drove down the road, and this is who's hanging out right here in front of me. Just pull up, 2 hens and a longbeard. They don't even care that much. Now, how exactly am I supposed to handle that situation? Golly, just about threw my Cheez-Its in the floor. But now the question is, I mean, that's a turkey, a gobbler with 2 hens, an hour before sunset, so he got to be flying up within probably an hour and 20 minutes. Do you try to kind of follow them? I don't know how I would. I almost wonder if I could get out and keep my eyes on them for the next. How'd you sleep last night?
Really good. But my nose is pretty stopped up.
Your nose is stopped up?
Yeah. I could use a shower. My hair is a little ratty.
Maybe in a couple days we'll go in and get us a ring.
Do what?
Maybe in a couple days we'll go in and get us a ring.
Alright.
We just got out of the back of the truck. Condensation was bad last night, I guess because that computer was running in there putting off all that heat. You noticed it?
No, I didn't.
But anyways, we are up and moving. The turkey that I watched walk across the road yesterday afternoon, I went back to roost. I ended up not going where I was wanting to go. I tried to kind of stay close to him instead, which kind of made sense, but he didn't gobble. So I don't have a clue where he went. But I got a turkey to gobble on the other side of the road, but it was a long ways off. It was kind of one of them situations he just gobbled. I got a bearing and dropped a pin. So we're going to be going into that, and I've studied it all night, and it sounds to me like he roosted in kind of a a ravine. And one side of the ravine is steep, but it's this grassy stuff that we opened the season up with yesterday, or opened the day up with yesterday.
I think he used
really
that
nice.
Stuff yesterday.
So we're fixing to go in there with some darkness to try to see how steep it is. It looks pretty doggone steep on the phone. So, but he's like in a canyon like this, and he's on one side, and it's grassy on this side. It makes sense for him just to pitch across. I mean, it wouldn't be but like probably 100 yards or less for him to pitch across into that nice grass stuff. But it would be on a vertical, but I don't think these turkeys really care about that. So anyways,
kind of what they do.
yeah, so we're gonna pull up just a touch to park and dive off in there. I don't know how I got this over. sneak up to those section junipers up there?
I don't think so.
Seems like he's going up.
He does.
what they do. Fall in the dust bowl. Oh. Oh, I gotta get out of this hole I'm in. Oh. I knew that turkey was listening to us all morning. I knew it was. God, that fires me up. He's whooping her down there. What a fine morning. We come down here and I thought that turkey was going to be about 100 yards from us. I either missed the pen or something. But we had hens about 100 yards from us. And I think we had two different turkeys over from us. I could hear them both gobbling. Pretty sure the other turkeys already come across and went up the other side. And then this one came from back in there and came right up to the face of the hill that we're facing here. We were sitting there debating whether we needed to get down there with him, try to get up there on the hill with him, but I just felt like with those hens here that he was eventually going to come down there to this beautiful spot and the hens were here. And sure enough, I caught him coming down that bottom down there. He didn't come all the way off the hill. We are both freezing to death.
He wasn't that far, but he felt that far. I guess it was downhill.
What did he what did he roll in? When you shot him, he flipped over and dust went everywhere. Oh, that's a nice beard.
Oh, wait till you see something else. Hold on. How are those for some Merriam spurs?
Holy
Especially that one.
crap.
I ain't never seen a Merriam spur that long. That one's a little short, but that's about what I would expect. That joker's a long one, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. You cold?
Oh, I'm freezing. That's part of my thing. Walking over here, I was like...
I knew that turkey was gonna come down here.
Like,
God, at the head of that is a big old freaking turkey.
I was about to tell you. That joker's head.
It's huge.
Something else.
He's bigger than you.
He's thick, too.
He like you.
Thick. Just in the thighs.
That's a big old flipping turkey.
That head
Earlier.
is pretty coming in.
Golly, he was brilliant, wasn't he?
I'm glad you saw him because I was sitting over here looking this way.
I just caught him going down to the right. I caught him crossing that bottom wide open.
And he was coming this way for a second, then he went back that way.
God, I gotta freaking build a fire.
Why are we so cold?
I don't know.
That footage is going to be shaky as all this.
We've already looked him over pretty good because I had to set this camera down because my fingers were frozen off. I said I'm fixing to show them this turkey because he's a giant.
Oh.
I said because I had to set the camera down for a minute because my fingers were frozen off. But look at this joker. First of all, look at his head. He's got a giant head. Look at this giant, you can't even fit your hand around it. And his beard is very impressive for a Merriam beard. They just don't come like that very often. And this is even more impressive. I mean, you just don't find Merriam turkeys with spurs like that. That is impressive.
That one's about the right length, but I mean, even it's
hooked.
sharp.
Look how hooked
Yeah.
it is. I think we've killed an old one, Courtney.
I think so too.
I think we've killed an old turkey. And another thing is, look how dark those scales are. I've always been told that a dark leg is not pink, it's purple, deep purple. I mean, he is just a giant Merriam turkey. I know this is probably terrible for video. We're probably all lit up and overexposed and all the bad things that come with photography and videography, but right now we're just trying to survive.
It's freezing.
We're just trying to survive right now.
And I mean, it's good to shoot this where we shot him.
Huh?
It's good to shoot this where we shot him because it's like we might be overexposed or whatever, but it's nice to be.
Well, I was gonna shoot it right where you shot him, but you just said it was in the shade and you were cold.
Well, you always talk about how much you like the ponderosas anyway.
I do like ponderosas.
They were behind where I shot them, so you just move back a little.
It's a fine spot where we're at.
Besides, that tree over there would have stabbed you. It wouldn't have been a friendly one.
Yeah, them junipers ain't very accommodating for setting up. Look at the dust coming off my boot.
Mm-hmm.
You shot that turkey and he flipped over and hit that spot of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
It literally looked like a tornado came up. Hold this.
You may poison it.
You are poison.
Can I throw this?
No. That's mighty fine, Courtney.
Good.
Mm. Well, I had fun. Did you have fun?
Mm-hmm.
This was an enjoyable experience, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I always like this state. It's a unique state for turkey. You don't hear much about it, but it's native. It's where turkeys have supposedly always been for Merriam's.
I believe it.
And this area right here is one of those places that Merriam's have always kind of had a stronghold. And
this looks a lot more turkey than where we were the other day.
yeah, I mean, it's not full of turkeys. It's not one of those places you're gonna come and hear 8 or 10. But with a little bit of grinding, you can get on one.
Yeah, and I'm a sucker for a good pine tree.
And I'm a sucker for good dirt. Like, I like the place as much as the critter.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I like selecting locations that I'd like to hunt them rather than just going to where the populations are the thickest, so the opportunities would be more plentiful, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's kind of what we've fallen into.